Tyler Chekal, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Do a bunch of ground training, submissions.
My name is Brandon Schiff Jones. I represent Guerrilla Kickboxing Academy, which I am also the founder of.
Just anxious to fight. I mean, it's his hometown, but those are usually the most fun fights.
You're going to see a more explosive Schiff Jones, a higher volume of kicks.
He could hit me in the soft spot and get the knockout, or he could hit me in the soft spot and I'll bounce right back from him and take him down.
Going to the ground is always on my mind. I just had to make myself a better wrestler. I just had to get in the gym a lot more with my wrestling coaches.
If he's primarily stand-up, that means he's not really focused on the ground.
Like I always say, I'm not really one for trash talk. I let my hands and feet do the talking for me.
I don't go in with a game plan, because as soon as you get hit, that game plan changes.
When the cage doors close, it's me and you.
I'm really good at putting myself into bad positions and coming out on top.
Enjoy the ride, fight hard. I hope you train as hard as I do.
Welcome again, everyone, to the QCCA Expo Center in Rock Island, Illinois, for Extreme Cage Reynolds presents Cage Aggression 7 Unfinished Business. I'm your commentator for evening, Nicholas Cunningham, the American Hybrid, and with me, as always, is Jeremy J.D. Dorsey. It's been 6 months, man. What's going on?
Not too much. I'm really excited for this tonight, man. It's been so many, it's been a few months, building up a lot of anticipation. I know Mike Goodwin has got everything set up to have an incredible show tonight, so I'm ready.
Right, I'm ready too. We've got 4 title fights tonight. We've got 7 fights on the preliminary. Our first one right now, Tyler Chekal, 5-0 out of Cedar Rapids, getting ready to come into the cage. Not a lot of information on this guy, but being 5-0, never lost yet. First fight of the night. What do you think about that? You know, when you come out, you open in the bouts, a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I'm not a fighter, so I'm guessing, and I'm just gonna guess here, that it's a lot of pressure being the first fight of the night, first person out the locker room, first person into the octagon. So I'm guessing that he has his game face on, and it looks like he's ready to go.
Ready to go. He's setting the pace for the evening, and like I said, we've got 12 bouts tonight, and if they start off with fireworks, it really sets the bar high for everybody, so we'll see what happens here. Making his way to the cage tonight, Brandon Schiff Jones out of Guerrilla Kickboxing Academy. The record of 1-1, so fairly new. Big heavy hitter. Saw him back in Galesburg. Really laid it down early. And with a guy being 5-0 as his challenger is really going to have his hands full tonight, or potentially will.
You know what? It's kind of cool that we've been able to watch these fights and also commentate them, but to actually come in and see some fighters that we've seen start out and then have some success and also have, a loss on his record. So it'll be interesting to see how much he's changed since we saw him last, because I know he's been in the gym training hard and ready.
Right, and this is where we kind of see also with the layoff of 6 months, hopefully he, with his record still being 1-1, I don't think he's taken any fights since that. So you really see what guys have been doing as far as cardio and how they've improved. And like I said, first fight of the night, jitters as well for him. They both kind of come in, even on that. So we're really going to see in the first couple of minutes of how they're going to be as far as pace setting.
Definitely. I would think that, you're going to have a little bit of jitters in the beginning, but you're also going to be running off of that adrenaline. So once that adrenaline wears off, it'll be interesting to see how these guys are going to fill each other out and actually get down to business, because that adrenaline can only carry you so far.
Exactly. And like we've said, too, being back at the QCCA Expo Center, Cage Aggression card, one of the biggest amateur cards around here, definitely adds a little bit of spice to the mix as well.
Of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighing in at 218 pounds. Joining us from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, Tyler Chekal. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, he stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighing in at 200. 112 pounds. He trains with Gorilla Kickboxing Academy and is sponsored by Goon Squad Performance, Stop and Shop Liquor, and Mental Case Television. Joining us from Rock Island, Illinois, Brandon Chekal.
The referee for this fight is Kevin Anderson. Tyler Chekal coming out in the black and gray tap-out shorts. Brandon Schiff Jones in the solid black shorts. Round one underway.
Ready? Fighter, you ready? You ready? Let's fight.
Fighters touch glove and show a sign of respect there. Some early kicks going on.
It's always interesting to see these guys at the very beginning of fights, and usually you have one person who's gonna set the course or set the tempo for the fight, but both these guys definitely seem to be feeling each other out right now.
Exactly, and Brandon Jones already landed two body kicks right now, so letting him know it seems to have found his range a little bit with kicks.
And also, having seen Brandon before, you can tell that he's gotten in a little bit better shape this go around too, and those kicks are landing a little bit harder than last time before too.
Landed a big left hand too and goes for the takedown. Chekal just holding on to the single leg. That's something you see often when you're landing a few and you take some shots. You just kind of hold on and hope to bring him down.
Of course.
Classic single leg that wrestlers will talk about a lot.
Looks like Jones wants to get up and start doing a little more stand-up.
He did a good job too. As you stand up, you try to spin out and run away a little bit. And Chekal now looking to take his back and almost, jump on his back and hop his left leg over. It's almost got one hook in. It's kind of a weird way to have it, but got him up against the cage, and that's never good. Right now, Schiff Jones is definitely covering up a little bit. Needs to watch out for the undercuts coming from Chekal.
It seemed like in very early on in the fight. Oh, wow.
Big body shot right there. A little reversal going for the standing guillotine, but he does have the leg hooked, which kept him out of trouble.
Right. It's kind of interesting to see these guys, fill each other out and try different techniques, because we've seen a little bit of stand-up. Now we're seeing things on the ground and back to standing up now.
And Jones did keep a hold of that guillotine, but Chekal doing a smart job right there, grabbing the inside thigh, trying to block the knees, going again for the single leg trip, keeping himself out of trouble a little bit, but Jones keeping that guillotine tight a little bit. And lets go a little bit right there. And we didn't know a lot about Chekal, but I'm going to say he's wrestled a little bit in his time.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Those single legs.
Yeah, you can tell.
Right, lands a huge
nice
shot
left
right there. Did a little bit of damage.
Oh, Jones with a huge shot to the face.
Right, Jones needs to do something about that single leg. He's getting caught with it a lot. And now he's trying to hop on his back again.
I would think that this would take a lot of energy out of Jones trying to stay up, instead of dropping to the ground.
Smart right there also is Jones keeping his hands on the mat, so you can't knee to the face when your hands are down. As soon as they come up, you'll see him land a knee. Right now, it would be an illegal shot with his hands down in the cage like that. You can't knee to the body, and those are also, they hurt pretty bad.
And it also looks like Chekal's trying to take a few shots to the legs as well.
Right.
Which would be smart.
Good, right.
Good showing from both fighters for round one. Both in a bigger weight class, but definitely had the standing to get through round one. We're going to see how that affects them in round two.
Right. Neither guy looks too winded at the moment, and they both seem like they're ready to get back going again. Now, how important is it to have a good corner, and what type of advice and information do they give you during this time?
Well, a good corner is key. Anybody will say that too. You almost want, if you're a boxer, you want your boxing coach. If you want your two main coaches of the disciplines in your corner. You'd be surprised, like I've said before, that you can really determine whose voice is whose in the cage, along with everybody screaming and yelling. So it's very good to have somebody familiar in there. You don't want to go in there with somebody you've been training with for a week. His voice will blend in with everybody else's.
Yeah, I would guess that you have to have that trust too, and be able to trust in what this guy is telling you to do, because hey, it's your face on the line, right?
30 seconds to a minute in between rounds, and if you've been hit a couple times, your coherency isn't going to be the greatest. So you might need to just tell you a quick few things and be back on your feet. So it's definitely important.
It's a good round, guys.
Here we go with round two.
You ready?
And the first fight of the night, Cage Aggression 7, unfinished business.
Looks like Chekal has a little bit of blood dripping from his nose, taking a shot there.
His right eye for Chekal too also looks he's a little squinty, so Jones definitely landed a few shots.
Ooh,
big knee right
knee to
there.
the head. Another big knee.
Big knees to the
4
face,
big knees and
covering
follow with the
up,
left.
drops him with the body shot. Goes with a single again.
It does look like the single. Oh,
Brandon Schiff Jones takes
Hammer
care of
punch.
business over Tyler Chekal this evening, improving his record to 2-1.
looked like some big time hammer punches to the head, and it didn't Chekal in.
And Chekal is definitely dazed and still hasn't come to fully. And it can be scary when you're in there.
Oh, I bet. I mean,
definitely takes a few minutes to get all your senses back.
and especially, you know, when you have a situation like this, it's great to see, you know, the people in the cage right there to go assist him and make sure that he's okay.
You're good. All right. Hell of a fight. Hell of a fight.
Brandon Schiff Jones advances his record to 2-1. A big showing for him as well.
Yeah, and like I said earlier in the fight, it looked like he came in better shape, and he definitely had a strategy going with the leg kicks early, and then also being ready to throw those hammer punches over the top at the very end, and that's what did Chekal in.
Right, started off with kicks as well, which is something I hadn't remembered seeing from him a lot from before. So definitely went back and saw what he needed to work on and kept going from there.
You guys, hell of a fight. Oops, sorry.
Ladies and gentlemen, your referee, Kevin Anderson, on stop this contest at 26 seconds into round 2, declaring the winner by TKO, Brandon Schiff.
There you have it. Brandon Schiff Jones advances his record to 2-1 out of Guerrilla Kickboxing Academy in Rock Island.
That's a nice showing for the first fight.
Not a bad way to kick off the night. A TKO, almost a knockout. So, great job from both fighters. But congratulations to Brandon Schiff Jones tonight.